wearing the pants in the relationship would be me.
Wow. Wow.
A lot of his friends even say, if Darby's not going out or if Darby's not doing this, Derek's not going to do it either. So I'd say I'm probably going to be the one wearing the pants. What do you think?
I don't know as if I totally agree with that.
Why?
Just say that I don't know, we're pretty even on that, but there's a lot of times where if she isn't going out, I don't, but I don't know. You might.
Where I'm from Giltner, Nebraska. I like to play a lot of sports, growing up. I think I started softball when I was super young. Just did a lot of traveling sports and just like to live through the motion, like to live for the day and, just like being around family mostly, so.
I'm from Giltner, and things I like to do when I was younger was just play sports, hunt, fish, anything that made me active, I guess. I just like being active, and now it's still from Giltner, and it's pretty much the same, and just comes with a fiance and a kid, and it's awesome.
How we first met is not your traditional, we met through friends. I've known him my whole life. He's been best friends with my brothers for a long time. He's played sports with them. He'd come over to our house and everything, and I just never really thought of him like that, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what it was. In school, I was like, I think I could see myself with this guy.
First time we started dating, I was a senior in high school and she was a freshman, and we just kind of started talking and hanging out then.
Who made the first move? I would say I probably did. I kind of initiated it, and I think he was like, okay, let's just go ahead and, kind of get this over. It's kind of awkward because I'm like, this is my brother's best friend. I don't know what to do. I don't want to cross any lines. So I would say I would, but he's the one that kind of leaned in first, but he knew I wanted it, so.
My favorite thing about Darby is her passion. When she finds something, she just jumps head first, and it's like her dental assisting. She went through that while being pregnant in school, so she was passionate and determined, and I just admire that.
My favorite thing about Derek is no question, he is very easygoing. He is always up for, a good time. He's like me, we like to live in the day and we don't like to plan too much. He's also very family oriented. He comes from a big family, and both of us, it means a lot to us, and that's what gets you through, the hard times, and they'll always be there. So I guess that's my main thing is, he loves being around my family. He fits in really well, so, and that means a lot to me. If they don't get along, that's kind of a awkward situation, but no, he fit in pretty good, so.
I'd say the word I'd use to describe us maybe is stubborn. We're both kind of stubborn and butt heads, but I don't know. What do you think?
I agree. He says I'm the most stubborn one, and he's pretty lenient, but I think it's probably the both of us. They say opposites attract, but I'd say we're pretty much the same people, so. So the details behind the proposal, he had 5 different scenarios that he was gonna do.
I had a plan to do it in the morning, put the ring in the crib and have her get Rylan, and that didn't happen. Then the next thing you know, we were going to Hastings. I told her that we needed to go get Rylan's car seat for my brother's car, and
well, I wasn't dressed. I just went in my PJs, and we take this back road outside of Giltner, and it's called Dead Man's Curve, and next thing you know, I see him pull over, and I was like, what are you doing? And so he starts getting Rylan out of the car, and he comes and opens up my door, and he's like, can you get out? And I was like, no, I'm not getting out. I was like, I have my seatbelt on, I'm not getting out. And he's like, Darby, just get out. And I was like, I'm not getting out. Derek, I'm in my PJs. I don't want to get out. And he's like, please, just get out. And I was like,
got Rylan out of her car seat and came around and just got down on one knee and asked her, and she was a little reluctant to get out of the pickup, but
whatever. And I was so mad. And then after I got out and I turned around, I saw he was down on one knee and he had Rylan on one knee, and he goes, we would really like if you would join with our last name and if you would marry me. And he got a little choked up. He said he wouldn't, but he did, so.
I didn't want to do anything big. To me, it didn't matter if everyone was there as long as me, Darby, and Rylan were there.
I knew Derek was the one, like I said, my freshman year. Again, I was like, Darby, you're young, you don't really know 100%. So our freshman year, we ended that towards the end, and then I had a few boyfriends in between, and it just wasn't, it just wasn't the same as when it was with me and Derek. And then about after I graduated my senior year, we kind of started talking again, and then before I went to college, we started dating, and that's kind of when I knew right away. I usually when you know, you go with your gut. So
when I knew Darby was the one, it was probably about a year into our relationship, and why I just say she was, I don't know, fit around my family. She took a joke and gave jokes back, and the little kids, I have a bunch of little kids in my family, and she just loved being around them, and I guess it kind of hit me that she was the one.
The most memorable trip or experience that we've had together, Derek didn't do a lot of traveling before he met my family. We like to go on a lot of vacations. He's never been on a plane before, and my grandparents have a winter home in Arizona, and it was his first plane ride, and watching him just smile and light up when that plane took off, he goes, "My stomach," and his eyes just got huge, and just the most genuine smile appeared, and it's just nice knowing that he was just really happy for his first experience on a plane. So
my most memorable experience, I would say, with Darby is the night she came home and handed me a piece of paper that said, "Can't wait to meet you, Daddy," with a pregnancy test on it. And I guess that one was it was a life changer, and it was great. I mean, everything's been awesome since. So
having a daughter already, I think, built our relationship by a lot. That's another thing that a lot of people worry about, is how each one parents a kid, and I'd say we're pretty even, and we see the same views on everything, and just kind of seeing each other with, her, and just building that relationship. She's both a mommy and a daddy's girl, so it just kind of depends on the day. So
having a daughter is awesome, and it's just, you get to see things about the other person, I think. I mean, I get to see Darby with Rylan, and just the smiles that they have and things they do. It just puts a smile on my face, and I don't know, it's just awesome. There's not a whole lot of other words to describe it besides awesome.
One embarrassing story about Derek. He's probably gonna be mad that I shared this, but it's okay. We were at Fort Kearney Lake with his family, and Derek doesn't know how to swim, and he got out to this area where he could touch, and he was touching and he was swimming, and then he was coming back in. Well, there was a drop-off point, and he realized he couldn't touch, and he panicked, and next thing you know, Derek's underwater, and we're like, where did he go? So his Uncle Jamie goes out and gets him, and Derek hops onto his back, and he's holding onto his Uncle Jamie in his head. Next thing you know, you don't see Jamie, he's underwater, and I'm like, Derek, you're putting him underwater, you have to let him go. And he's like, I'm not letting go. And next thing you know, Jamie comes up for a breath of fresh air, and it was just really funny, but I'm glad he was saved.
An embarrassing story about Darby is she snores like a grizzly bear. I mean, it's bad, but we used to play a lot of Xbox with my brothers and uncles and cousins, and we all had our headsets on, and she was laying in the back snoring, and I took the headphone off and put it in front of her, and I don't know, just everyone was laughing at it, and I don't even know if she knows that happened. But
what I'm looking forward to most is just everyone that shows up and just celebrating the big day with it now that it's finally here, and then just finally being able to spend forever with Derek. So
what I'm looking forward to most is, just the wait's over, it's here, and we get to go party that day and just have fun. Who I would like to thank on the wedding day is just our friends and family, everyone that came together to be a part of the day, and really they put a lot of work in to make the day happen, and they've been there with us our whole lives, so without them we wouldn't all be here.
A special thanks that I'd like to give is to our parents, just kind of being easygoing as far as the process goes, and just supporting us in every decision that we've made so far, and just continuing for their love and support. And my mom would make a really good wedding planner, so she does a lot of the work, and I don't have to do much. So
Darby, I can't wait to build a home and a future with you, and just see where it takes us, and I guess what the future holds. And I love you.
Derek, I am so glad that our day is finally here, and I'm so glad that the three of us can share the same last name, and that we can finally be a family together. Just know that I love you, and I will always be here for you.